ability in terms of the way they get interacted with by the service system, and you know how they may need resources and money and requirements and eligibility and diagnoses and so on, may come to see, because sometimes you've got to describe your son and daughter in the worst possible terms to have any hope of getting something, you know. So we want your child to be included, but tell us about all the bad things they have. And you almost, which can mean that the child is described in the role of burden, which means that the parent becomes in the role of victim. And this is especially true within the course of events. The parent also loses their other valued roles that they once had. Could be relationship roles, work roles. If they're lost and not maintained, then this is more likely to occur. And the longer that's been the case over many years, the more likely then that they're seeing their son and daughter in the worst possible terms. You might say the burden is usually a role that gets exaggerated. You know, in order to justify the role of victim, we have to define the role of burden as implying this. And there's things like eligibility that are caught up with this, and looking for rescue, and you come along with a new program, you're going to get a life for your son and daughter, and we're going to start by doing some work experience while they're still at school, and you realize that if this person was actually successful, then how can this person remain a victim? We're really just illustrating the way the relationships work with each other. And the SRV implication of this is that if you want a better life for this person has to get a better life too. Otherwise, we're introducing, so here we now, successful worker is now incompatible, is not complementary to the role of victim. And you introduce then a dynamic into the relationship that can't be sustained. That's why you find some families say, no, I won't let him do that. They may not know why. So you can inform particularly young families to be careful of this potential dynamic, and to prevention's easier than cure. And to kind of, as I said, I've made it very black and white, and it's never this black and white, but there are elements of this that can operate. And in a sense, they both need to get a life. So the parents who keep their valued roles as much as they can are going to have a very different perspective on their son and daughter's progress into valued roles as well than if they've both lost access to valued roles and are now in a service environment where everything is revolving around service-defined roles. And you want to participate in the community, and they both had to do that. And when they are, then you're not setting up an incompatible dynamic.